Hey, what's up guys, June here. In today's video, we're going over the week of March 28th, 2022. This week finished up on 0.17 stops, so essentially break even, especially with some commissions. In fact, this was probably more slightly negative than anything. Anyways, it was a scratch of a week. First trade, we have the M2K. So at the moment, the Russell was going down. Well, it was going up for quite a while, and then I considered it going down, and I was looking to go short. I saw this as a measured swing. The thing to keep in mind with this episode is this is a contraction. So the question is now, is this a contraction or is this an actual swing? With contractions, we're kind of looking for maybe either a push trade or a bump GIF, except this is pretty big. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not too sure how to play it. Maybe if the contractions we can either push, we can swap, then go, or we can swap, we can expand the gap. So, meaning we could go all the way up here, then go, or we can bounce off of it like so. However, the problem with it, this is a much bigger consolidation, so I'm not 100% sure if this was a right play in context, given how this is much less of a swing and more of a larger contraction. Not 100% sure. Regardless, I did see a rhythm to the upside, a bit of bouncing, so this was a one line bounce for me, came straight into it, bounce, bounce, bounce. I'm looking right here. I'm following the red as a swing. So this is a confirmed swing to the upside. So fair enough. Create a bit of a shelf or a bit of something. It tried to wash it. And I'm thinking, well, is it going to go from there? I'm not looking to go long because we're running into these guys. That's for sure. So no matter what, I'm not going long. But then it zoomed, retrace, tried, and it just stopped me out. So overall, I think this was a good idea, given the premise that this we can use as a swing. But if I were to use other things apart from the swing, we could say, well, it gapped from this area. We have a one line balance. We have a nice zoom into it, and we have a swap. And kind of like not a cancellation. We have a swap of the immediate flow. So minus, let's say, the swings, we do have the trade doing its own thing. So in terms of targets, it was double the range, or the bottom of double the range. So this is the range I'm playing. It went double. I was trying to capture this swing up to here. Now these trades aren't in order because we went over April, right? So April, A, March, M. So a little bit of out of order. That's fine. I was trying to capture all the way up here into double this range, and I went back and I was trying to play it back down to the bottom of it. Did not work out, and I decided to take a secondary play. The problem with this one is I'm not too sure if I was just fishing for a trade here. The left side entry's fine. However, I'm wondering, well, would I want the stop to be above here if I'm looking to push? But if I'm looking to push this press, I'm doing double the press. That's usually what I call for if I'm pushing some sort of structure. So in terms of stops, I think it's okay. Question is, was that really the idea? And some breaks I'm falling to. I don't know. I decided to put it in the trades with not appropriate ideas because maybe there wasn't anything there. It certainly started swing. This swing achieved. Oh, or is this an inside swing? Actually, no, this wouldn't be an inside swing because we're swinging up. Okay, come down. So this is the swing. We're swinging up, swinging down, and it keeps on going. Whatever the case may be, this went up. So it wasn't like my stop was too small. There was a bit of a bounce. It came up here. This is at the end of Friday too. This is April 1st. April 1st or April 2nd? This would be April 1st. So yeah, this trade is not, this is pretty late too. Arguably at this point in the week, I'm up to. I could have just called it, say, all right, Fridays didn't work out. In terms of targets, I was willing to take a smaller target too because it is Friday and I don't want to hold over the weekend. So there's that as well. Anyway, not much else to say. I took the trade. All right, so these are the trades where I'm like, okay, maybe I was fishing. So over here, we do have this, right? I'm looking at it. I'm looking at double the range or something, and I was looking to maybe get back on here. However, there's no right side entry that got built, so no stress. Did I try to enter on a pullback here? I don't think so. Maybe I was. I might have been trying to enter on based on one move, one move out, one move in, and then swapping. This is the latest swing, right? It'll be like a subtle entry. Unfortunately, they gave it to me. I think I was. It came back down to here, then went for the move. So that was interesting. Perhaps could have played this guy, right? So in this sense would be a kill zone, or where they swapped it. Would need a stop. My stop would probably be twice the area, so my stop would probably be this. Any further, then it's doing something else if I'm looking to push this area. Anyways, what's wrong with this trade? Well, I'm seeing this press. If I want to get in the press, probably right here. After this point, it's a little late. I'm learning a bit more about presses as time goes on. So I'm going to see how this trade evolves. For now, I don't think the idea was there. This didn't make a nice subtle high. I mean, it's so small. This is a poke. This is definitely fishing for trades. No doubt about that. Oh well. And I got low tick. No, I didn't get low. This went down, but I got there was some slippage in here, so that was unfortunate. Okay, so this was the only trade of the week that went, and good thing it was a bigger trade because I would be much lower, much more in the hole. So what's the overall idea? Well, look at this. The ES is going up, right? Bang, 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 bang. The flow is to the upside. I want longs. I'm looking at the value areas, the possible areas we can go to. Over here, measuring from this one, it came down. This is our most recent. This one, it tested it. So I'm not uber bullish, or I'm not looking to trade here necessarily. I'm looking for ones that didn't trade. And at this point of the chart, this is the one. And notice where I'm measuring it. I'm not measuring to the most recent price action. So at this point in the trade, I'd be measuring here. I'm measuring it to here. So when price returns to it, I'm wondering, okay, well, is this going to achieve? And then I just go down to my trading time frame, and this is where I go for it. There was some trades in here. We're going to go over that. However, what happened? 1 2 pullback. I know there's kind of more than 1 2 3 4 5 whatever points you want, but this was a certain frequency, this was another frequency. So this was one wave, this was two wave. Started going up, started going up, started going up, and crashes back down. And simply I'm thinking, well, you know what, if I'm looking to push this area, I'm looking to push this POC, this gap, essentially this 20-minute gap, this is where it's going to go from. So I'm watching. Boom, presses down. Comes back up. Now, there was a little bit of a stall here. Then it zoomed it. So that's where I got really curious. Decided to play a kill zone type of trade. Would I call this a potential kill zone? Not really, because I'm using this as the swing. I'm using this gap. Swing, confirmed, comes back down. And it evidently worked. I was definitely like, crap, I'm screwed, comes up. I'm like, I'm screwed again, comes up. And at this point, people are selling this hard. and there's a lot of stops getting built up. So that's why I marked 3 red lines. And look at that, zoom, zoom, zoom. So you really know there's a bunch of stops. Stop management was good. Did I move up? Apparently I did. Yeah, no, I didn't move up the stop. Yeah, this is a lie. I didn't move up the stop at this price action. I only moved it up once it really reached up here. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I still had my stop down here. This was break even. This was break even. Only when this made a confirmed new high, I guess relative to this guy, is when I move up my stop to here. So this one's actually a bit further on, which is fine. I wouldn't want to make it shorter, or I wouldn't want to pull in at this point here because I'm looking for a return back up to here. And what am I doing? Well, this is the expansion of whatever the heck this frequency is, and I'm looking to play it back up here. So what's good about it, I'm in very early, so I can just be a bit more not conservative, a bit more lenient with the stop, and that's what I did. It did, however, eventually reached up here. I think it made one more push. It might have dropped, then go. I'm not too sure, but it did reach this top line. Then it decided to turn around. So that was really nice. That was really nice. That worked out. Okay. So that's how I played it. And I looked at this. I'm like, okay, this could have been a potential exit. But with all this momentum, I'm like, okay, well, we'll let it go again. And then it tapped here. I'm like, oh crap. This was a death bar. I'm surprised it came up. And then it kind of stalled 1, 2 bars. All right, I'm just going to close it right there. And that was more than good enough for me. 6.23. It saved the week. Okay, so this is where the trades get a little tricky. So this one, I don't know about a double breakout. Why would the double breakout not be the best idea? Well, there's not much of a solid resistance here. What do I mean by that? Unless I go like this, then I can say, okay, there's a good resistance. But realistically speaking, the tops are not very close to each other. This one is just a little poke, so we're somewhere down here, right? I don't know. To me, there's not much. This is more of a flowy market. This is more just a local top. This is more like this to me than, say, I guess this is really, you gotta kind of know what you're doing. And then it goes up. Maybe if it refreshed it, that would have been nice. Then something like that. We refreshed it here. I don't know. Maybe that's not good. Maybe the range we can't expand. Once we expand out of the breakout range, we can't reuse that for a double breakout. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for double breakout trades when returning to previous breakout ranges. Good enough. So in this case, say this was a good breakout range, broke out. Can we use this for the double breakout? Maybe not. Maybe not. In terms of trades, this would have been a good trade, hands down. Except this is very early in the morning. So that's something to keep in mind. And then this one, now the problem with this one here, I'm like, okay, well, maybe it just did the blue. Don't mind the construction, you might be hearing that. They're doing some work on the other apartments. If my theory, right, because my original theory was this was a important level, this 1400, 1483 or 14850. 14850 was an important level. What happens after double breakout? Well, we have a good chance we're going up. Well, if it fails, that means we're rotating back down. We don't know how far it's rotating back down, but at least in that area, okay, we're looking for reversal trades or reversal trades back off this idea. And if we go here, what did I do? Well, I considered it a continuation or an expansion of this green swing, which, okay, fair enough. And I wanted to play it long. And I played it twice. This was a double breakout. So the first thing with this one, double breakouts cannot be in the middle. So that's the first problem with this trade here. Double breakouts have to be subtle and within the kill zone. It can't be halfway up. So that was the problem with this one. And this is in the micro, man. This is the breakout right here. This is the breakout. If it pulled back, came back in, then did something like this, then you know what, that's fair enough. But this, man, this was way too tight. This trade didn't have to be here. Along with this trade, I was thinking, well, you know what, maybe second time's a charm. I'm looking, okay, well, 1-2 wave pullback. This is more of a one consolidation one. So make sure to separate 2-wave pullback versus, let's say, gap consolidation gap, because that's what happened here. I mean, this is such a minor pullback, but if you look at it, it's not clean, right? It's not clean at all. 1, 2, and then it did a reversal from here, then went up. So that's something to note, right? This went up from here. I'm not too sure how far it went up, but it did manage to achieve relative to this pivot. This could have been a reversal trade. However, I don't think my management would have fit anywhere. So those were two unnecessary trades, especially if I'm treating this as a specific resistance, which the double breakout play, well, double breakout, it should play from here. It doesn't. We're looking for a reversal, at least back down. So I think it's just a matter of paying attention to the upper and lower bounds of the market. In this case, trading is hard. Okay, where could I have taken the trade? They put it to blue. Nah, it's still pretty hard to see, isn't it? Okay, let's go to whatever, green. Maybe I can see it. Okay, I can see it roughly speaking. So roughly speaking, we're looking about right here. So we're looking at this to go short. Actually, it would be more like that. And within this reversal trade, if I'm looking to do the left-sided entry, I have to put a stop behind here or look for the right-side entry. And what ended up happening, this was something, right? This was definitely something. We'll go check out the chart afterwards. However, 1, 2 gap. So in this scenario, this was the first gap, this was the second gap. We zoomed it, we came back up here, boom, retested. So something along these lines would have been fine, I think, with a nice zoom, put halfway, and then there's the trade. I'm gonna have to start experimenting with that now, doing halfway trades, halfway, boom, because I'm trying to lean on swings, which is fine. However, for really sharp moves, I'm gonna have to do something about it because I'm missing some trades. So obviously I wouldn't have taken this trade because at the time I decided to go long. However, even if I was willing to go short, I wouldn't know where to even start. Maybe I would have taken that one, but it wouldn't have worked out. There's a few other times. So I don't know, start taking 50% pullbacks on fast moves. So that's that. Okay, so here we have some no fills. Yeah, so this is what ended up happening. What is this? I don't know. It might be a continuation of this point here. Yeah, that looks like what it was. Okay, yeah, I was trying to get an entry right here, didn't work. Trying to get an entry right here, didn't work. And I think I just left it. Yeah, I think that's what happened. I just left it, and there you go. So that didn't work out. So what ended up happening here? This was the Russell. Did I start with this trade? Yeah, I started with this trade. Okay, so that was that. What we're gonna do? We're gonna head to the charts and check some stuff out. So we're gonna save that, close that, and we're going to check some stuff out. All right, so over here we have the MNQ. I was paying attention to this. As you can see, there's my trades. I didn't take anything on the way down. I was paying attention to that, right? Specifically this guy here. The problem with this one is twofold. So I was considering something there. Remember, I took the trade off of. Oh no, I didn't. The problem with this one, right, is the market achieved from this guy, right? So right off the bat, I'm paying attention to this one, or I should be at least. And this is the POC I should be following, right? I mean, it's very subtle. We're looking for, this is the move, right? This is the one move there, came back, retest. Okay, we're going off of here. Of course, this one's a lot further. And why do I pull off of here? Well, same reason. This is the move, or well, you could say this is the move, or whatever, it doesn't matter. This is the move. What did it do? It made a major pullback and then went. So this is where we're starting it from. I should have started from here, or at least called, all right, this is the last set of buyers. Let's plop these on the main chart. I can just take these off. Okay. So right after this bounce, I could have went going short. So there's some trades here I've been looking at. I thought about taking. So what was the first trade? You know, maybe even make this 1860. It's a lot of data. Come on, we're loading. Well, maybe I can at least chart some stuff. So this was the swing I was following, right? Boom, one major expansion. Comes here, what does it do? Well, this is where we're expecting it to turn, and it doesn't. So maybe there was a trade right here based on, well, this is the ESF, right? Expanded a swing, seemingly. Well, I'd probably, yeah, I was marking this, wasn't I? Yeah, I was marking that. Yeah, that's what I was marking. This was the attempt. It failed. At this point here, we're saying, well, it should have went from here. It didn't. Came all the way up here. Boom, new low. That's a good amount of movement. So anything would work. I'm looking, you're following the swing. You're like, okay. You're like, all right. This one expand. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're back. We're back. I think I have 365 days loaded, so that's why it took a while. Computer's not the fastest. Right here. By this point, this is what we're looking at. What does it do? Boom, zoom. Right there. There's an entry there, possibly. Bang. But this is much later in the day, so I'm not expecting to take this trade. So, whatever. Now I'm paying attention to here, right? I don't even have this one drawn yet, which probably should have, but whatever. I'm considering this to be the main guy. I actually even had something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And what does it do? It zooms. But unfortunately, I'm paying attention to this guy. What's the problem? Well, the problem is I'm already beating the major. Hold on. I'm already beating. There's only one in play at a time. Maybe there's one or two that I'm not too sure. However, it's distinct. Look, even if I didn't use this one and I decided to use this one, right? What happened? 1, 2, if I want to use some noise. Boom, 3, we zoomed. This is no longer in play. This is just going to be areas to play to. So that's the difference. These are areas to possibly play to, but we can trade through them. So that's what I should be using them for. Not necessarily, all right, well, this might be a secondary place to turn. Should I be worried? I can use the POX, but I gotta limit my use, because if you put too much limits, you're not going to be able to trade, and that's where you have to take the risk. All right, so what am I on about? Well, simply right here, look, zoomed. Right? Wasn't necessarily the cleanest in the world. Look, zoomed, comes back right here. To me, that was the trade. Maybe even that. Boom. That was the trade to take. Fortunately, I didn't take it. The problem is I'm not too sure about this stop. Do I take the stop from here? If I use the last swing broke. Boom, right off of here, it would have fit. Would have fit pretty well. Even taking the time to do this, to put at the bottom, to take it, boom. See, that would have worked out real nicely. Back down to here. And here we are now. What I can say about that now is this. Well, we have a confirmed swing. Let's remove it. Let's remove that. Come on, get out of here. All right, we have a perfectly confirmed swing. Even this one, man. Even this one. This is even better. This is in the morning. This came back here. I remember I'm worried about whatever the heck these guys are. Well, what happened? Well, zoom, retest, and it goes 50% pullback, boom, entry. The problem is the stop. Initially, I want to put up here. I can't afford that. Another thing, there's a few things I was watching. I'm like, okay, well, let's see if this is a. I think that it was very simple. Some of these trades I look for too much, but then there's other trades where I don't look for enough. It's a hard balance, man. It's a hard balance. Because at that point, I'm like, oh, okay, well, what if we're going up like this? What if we're, doing that, right? Something like this. To be honest, look, it's certainly pressing up, right? It's trying to go, zoom. All right, let's go. No, that's the difference. Where if we had our long hats on and we're like, hey, let's go long. I don't want to take a long here. I don't want to play against this guy. But if I were, and I was looking to go long, I'd do it from right here. It squeezed out these guys. But instead, it zoomed out, came back 50%, and there's your stop. Or there's the entry. The question is, where do I put my stop? I don't know. Do I add, this is 30%, this is 33. I forgot exactly how much that is, but boom. Enter 50%. Now I would want it like at least that much. Was there enough to put it behind here? That's fair. Let's see. Whoops. This would be a measured move, right? There is even more than enough. The problem with it is I don't have enough capital to trade with. Well, actually, that's not true. I could take this trade, except it would be more in line with maybe 1%. This would be more of a 0.75% trade. I'm trying to stick between 0.5 and 0.6. Unfortunately, it is like that because, discipline, and I like enough stops to mess up. I'm still learning, so you know what? As much as it hinders my performance, it also saves my performance. Especially when I go on 10 trade losing streak. So, okay. All right, fair enough. And it goes. And what are we looking at now? Well, bam, we're right here. It's like, okay, grew a bit. Fair enough. Oh, it's going up. Uh-huh. So it bounced off of here. Okay. Well, we could be looking for an expansion. If I'm looking on the way down. I mean, these retested, come back, retest, come back, retest, come back. This doesn't feel like a comeback retest. This is like 50% pullback. So for that reason, I'd pull it from here. So that's basically what we're looking for. Bang, bang. We're either looking to push don't like it all there. Maybe this one here. See, that's what I'm thinking. This is the guy in play, right? I'm wondering, yeah. Maybe even something up here. So this is where 2 could be useful. I pull from there, Boom. That suggests that one. Yeah, because over here we're pulling this data. I don't need this data. Pull it from there. This came back and tapped it. So that's one thing. But very interesting if we just pull it from here. It screams. Look at that. But this is junk data. These guys got shaken out. So that's the problem. I'd say it's from here. I mean, these guys, again, it's sort of junk data as well. If we look overall, we're going up. We're simply going up. Man, some of these trades, I could just take it in 20 minutes. Boom. Looking to get a trade there. Boom. Looking, oh, this is more of a gap trade, eh? What was I doing at that point? I don't know. Let's put this one. This is, I'm just figuring out what's what, seeing how things are. Where are we? We're right here, eh? Yeah, this is some break. Very similar to the ES, I think. Oh no, this was very similar to the Russell. Something to break, something to fall into. This would be sort of the kill zone, but honestly, something to break, something to fall into. Expansion. See? Bam. Boom, slams, boom, retrace. That's the problem, man. These trades, man, they're big. Big stops for my account. That's the problem with the NQ. Okay, so what are we really looking at here? We're looking to flip this guy, potentially. All charts. This is a bit of my trade process, how I like to go about things. Generally don't like using too much technical analysis when I'm just trying to use a 20-minute as a POC. POC's more down here, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, somewhere there. Makes sense. Boom, slams. What's this, a press? Maybe even something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Expand. Come, this would be the second swing back. So that would be interesting. SSB. Can we come all the way up here? Maybe. You know what this is? This is the big gap. Big gap from here. Boom. Okay, okay. Well, we're playing with some. We're playing with some. Might have, in fact, maybe it trips these guys up. Comes back. Does one of these. Comes back here. And we have a nice play. One, two wave pullback almost. I don't know. We'll see. You know what? Let's just check out the ES while we're at it. We're going to chop the data off though. I'll have 100 days. Let's just do 20. Let's just do 15. Okay. Load that up and go to the ES. I want to go over that possible trade that I absolutely missed. Okay. Yeah, so it was right here. We'll go on a much lower time frame. I mean, even 1,000 tick is pretty big. And this one was much cleaner, this idea. So what was the idea? Well, we have some sort of thing like this. We have a one line balance like so. Comes out, slams, zoom. Retest, entry. Boom here. More than enough. And comes back down. I think this is as clear as it can get. Except I was a little skittish because of this movement. This kind of, look, zoom. It finished nice and glorious. Came back, bam. This is a case of doing that 50% pullback. I think I just have to be more aggressive, especially for crazy momentum. I think that's the problem really, is I'm not willing to go aggressive when there's lots of movements. Remember, this is, oh geez, what happened there? This is a momentum market at this point. This is Momo. I'm looking to get on anything. I know it was just butthurt. Being way too conservative. I could, since the target is that large, I can more than enough buy the entire thing. But that's why I'm very like, you know, it doesn't look good. I like having a nice tight stop. Sometimes you don't have to. Maybe I can even do that if I wanted to. Because it's a momentum move, because it's 50% back. Man, that was the entry, I think. That was the entry Ojo of the day. And we had a definitely a measured move right into it. Right? We don't even have to take the full thing. Okay, well, let's be precise about it. Okay, we take that there, we go all the way here, and what happens? Target, wow, went to the tick. Actually, would probably be more like so. And how would I do it? See, the problem with using this big of a stop, it messes with my noise filter that I like using. So this is my noise filter. If my target is there, actually no, it's not too crazy. I half it. I see this. Well, actually, if I'm here, nah, realistically speaking, I definitely take my stop. My exit. If I'm watching the bars. Like, okay, that's one tap. Ooh. I'll probably take my stop there. I'd probably be exiting like, take me out, take me out. Credit markers. Boom, halfway. Yeah. Heck, maybe even this. Boom. Because this guy slapped. Nah, I really think when it taps twice, does this, you're like, that means there's lots of pressure, slams back down. Boom. Or if I was more of the opinion that, you know what, this is pretty far gone, or this is too much of a stop noise, and I'm like this, then this would be my alternative exit. But again, for a Friday, I might have been a bit more on the ball. Or maybe I take it like so. Not my favorite. Oh, there we go. Bend that a bit. Hold up. There we go. So what is this doing? It's describing this line here. Like that. So yeah, those could have been potential trades. Potential targets. Maybe if I took this one, yeah. Maybe here. And whatever the case may be, there was a mistrade here. It's just I couldn't get a good stop on it. Is basically it. This is either a cash stop or all the way up here. I'm thinking for these 50% ideas, they could be like this. Because they're 50% ideas, I'm willing to be aggressive on it. It should follow up. I think that's the idea behind 50% pullbacks. I've seen it where the stops could be behind the absolute high. In fact, one of the people I follow, that's what they did. They put the stop all the way behind here. Fair enough, but it's just 50% pullback. You're assuming it's going to go really quick. I wouldn't assume a double top. Maybe. I don't know. Usually trades with momentum, I'm more inclined to say, you know what? I can put a smaller stop because it's with the overall. But if it's, let's say, an expansion, well, in the media is against you, so you want it to be below something for left side entries. Anyways, that will do it for today, guys. I don't think there's much else to say. Interesting stuff. The markets are moving. If we check out at least oh my god, look at that. Tick, 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 tick. So many trades. We look at the daily. There is something. We ran. We finally exhausted. This went definitely a bit deeper, much more deep than I thought we would. In fact, maybe the measure move there. I was saying, all right, let's see if this guy goes. Ooh, no. All right, well, we could be playing. I think we were probably either coming back down, or we could be doing one of these. This is COVID, and we just grinded our way. So we could be looking at a very good couple of weeks ahead of us, or doom again. I don't know. We could just drift. Relatively, man, this is a lot of gains, man. This is a lot. This is a lot. Huge amount. Like 7,000. We're in the 1400s right now. We even peaked at 1700 or 17,000. God damn, that's crazy. Well, on that note, guys, I'll head out. Till next time, adios.